Hey guys, this is Arisa Kimuna, and today I'm playing the Horoscope. It says you answer a series of questions that will reveal your potential fate. These questions may make you uncomfortable, but with great knowledge comes great sacrifice. Can you make it all the way through the Horoscope? And if you do, are you sure you want the answers you seek? This is by the same people who made the games, the test series. What else was there? Gobble Me Gobble Nuts, freaking quiz or something like that. The BTF is wrong with you, and all those other games. So, I figured this would be a cool game to play. Be aware that for the sake of this being a YouTube video and not on stream, I will probably be cutting out some of the questions, but I will leave in my opinion, the most interesting ones. Or at least the ones that I have the most interesting reaction to. So that being said, let's go ahead and hop on in. Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You will be asked a series of questions and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. We all want a positive outcome. We don't always get what we want, however. What you'll find here may be disturbing. The truth you uncover. Do you want the truth? If you're sure, then continue. The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. As long as the answers you provide to the questions here are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. Call it natural intuition, a sixth sense, if you will. This is you. This is your own mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain working as a defense mechanism. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer these questions with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. I invite you to grab a drink of water, sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. We're about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you are willing participants, we'll be unlocking some substantial information today. Most likely information that you could regret learning. Ready, set, go. Oh, the person's name's Alice! Yo, what's up, Alice? What's up, me? Am I afraid of the dark? Yes. Would I consider myself to be a loner, saying that I spend all day in my room alone? Definitely. Answering a ringing phone give you anxiety. I feel like most people who are socially anxious would say yes to this one as well. Would I ever kill an animal under any circumstances? Probably if it was like putting him out of his misery, so yes. Would I consider myself to be romantic? Well, considering that I'm aromantic, not really, no. Do I enjoy taking long, relaxing walks? It depends on the situation. Sometimes I just want to sit in my room all day and play on my computer, but sometimes, yes, I do enjoy walks. Did you know that over 20% of koala bears have chlamydia? That is a very random thing to ask if I know. No, I did not know that. That one wasn't really relevant. I just thought it was interesting. Fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. Are you alone right now? Is this gonna do that thing where it's like, are you alone right now? Yes. Are you sure you're alone right now? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. And then it just like moves on like nothing happened. God dang it. Speaking of demons, have you ever played other games released by random studios such as The Summoning, The Twins, The Test, or perhaps even Naked News? I believe I've played all of those actually. So yes. Good for you. This is why you're my favorite. Alice is Alice's favorite. Alright, now that shameless plug is over, let us continue. You know what? Fair enough. Shameless plugs. That's how you get places, man. That's how I've gotten to where I am so far. Shameless plug just being like, yo, by the way, I Twitch stream. I'm a VTuber. Ha ha ha. 1% of the population are sociopaths, which means that out of 100 people you've encountered in your life, you've met at least one sociopath. Chances are you speak to a few of them on a daily basis. Did you know that? Honestly, I'm probably a sociopath. So, yes. Do you think that you could potentially be a sociopath? I just said that. It's better to kill than be killed. Do you agree? This is one of those questions where the game said it depends on the circumstances. Generally, I feel like it's not, but there are some cases where it probably would be. Have I ever broken a bone? Fun fact, people always find it interesting that I've never broken anything, sprained anything, or anything related to that. I've never been to the hospital because of like an injury, essentially. If a killer were in your home, would you run or fight? That's not a yes or no question. I mean, theoretically, yes, I would either run or fight. If your house was on fire and you could safely get out, but in order to save your family or pets, you'd have to venture back in and sacrifice your life to save theirs. Would you do it? Yes, I'm saving my pets. The family, they can get themselves out. Oh my god. If you contracted a fatal incurable disease that only gave you 3 years to live, would you try to pass it on to someone else intentionally? What the hell? Dude, no. Once bitten, twice shy. I don't actually know what that means. Hold on, we're gonna have to just... Used to mean that a person who has failed or been hurt while trying to do something is careful or fearful about doing it again. That's all that means? Oh, okay. Then yes, I do agree with that. Forgive but never forget. Do you agree with this statement? I very much do. I, like, pretty much live by that statement at this point. Forgive, never forget, though. Do you ever dream about hurting someone else? Really? I mean, I typically dream about people hurting me. Which I don't know what that says about me, though. If I were to tell you that hell was coming for me, would you know what I meant? Does that mean that, like, I'm going to hell? Or, like, something's trying to make me go to hell? I guess the fact that I even have to ask that question means that I don't really know what that means, so no. Can you hear the whispers yet? Oh my! Right before this, they asked me if, I was aware that something was watching me right now. Do you enjoy the taste of blood? Okay. Good thing to follow up with. Would you rather bleed out than be set on fire? Being set on fire is honestly a very, very, very painful way to go. So, the answer to that would be yes. If someone were hiding in your room right now and I told you exactly where they were, would you go check? Nah. I'm concerned that somebody might be hiding in your room currently. No. Do you ever worry that somebody might be living in your house without your knowledge? I mean, technically, people are living all over my place right now without my knowledge because I live in an apartment complex, but no. Do you realize that you might be incredibly effed up? Hell yeah. If you were crazy, you wouldn't know you're crazy. Do you understand? No. If I told you that there were 7 secret messages hidden throughout the last 100 or so questions, would you believe me? That has happened in previous games, so yes, I would believe you, but I wasn't paying attention enough to be looking for secret messages. Are you sure that the life you're living is real, not just a figment of your imagination or some crazy in-depth dream? You see, questions like these are why I don't go into not psychology, philosophy. I think my game broke. So my game just crashed, and there's no continue option, so I guess we're starting all over. Cool, great, fun. Now, for the final and most important question. I want you to really think about this one and answer honestly. Take your time, don't answer too quickly, really think about it. Are you happy? God dang. That's a deep freaking question. This is all very interesting. I'm going to turn your results into the fan machine and let it decide whether or not it wants to reveal your potential fate. I will be taking my leave now, but it was nice getting to know you intimately. I will see you soon. Hopefully not too soon. I think we have enough information at you. Whether you skipped questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answered quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. Based on what you've told me, let me tell you what I see. I see a darkness swirling within your soul, a deep level of anger. There's something inside of you that nobody knows about, perhaps not even you, but you can feel it. I see blood, lots of blood. Blood on the walls, blood on the ceiling, blood on the floor, blood as far as the eye can see. You awaken, sitting on the floor up against the wall, slumped over, confused, shaken. You look down at your clothes and you're covered in blood. Crimson-soaked cloth tatters your body. You panic, you worry, you check yourself. It's not your blood. You wonder what happened. You can't remember anything. It's a massacre around you. Bodies litter the floor at your feet. Some faces you recognize, some you don't. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to piece your memory back together. You stand up, and just as you do, a sudden realization comes over you. Did you survive a bloodthirsty killer's massacre? Or did no one survive yours? Sirens, lights, voices shouting in the distance. You are no longer alone. Steel cuffs envelop your wrists. You're dragged away, still left wondering what happened. It can all change before it's too late. You don't have to go down this path. The choice is yours. No matter how scared inside you might feel sometimes, don't ever be afraid to ask for help. There's still sand in the hourglass, but it does fall fast. Your secret word is bloodthirst. Remember this word. It will come in handy. Now, something I usually like to do when I play these games is I like to go in and I like to see what other words people got. So there's cursed, submerged, Submerged. Intruder. Bloodthirst. Bloodthirst. Cursed. Bloodthirst. So it seems there's a lot of cursed and bloodthirsts in here. Alright guys, and we are going to also be playing the Horoscope Fatal Awakening in this video as well, which is essentially, I believe, the final installment of the Horoscope. And I'm curious to where this one will go as well. It seems like we will still be talking to Alice, so let's hop right into this one now too. So this game wants me to turn off all the lights in my room, but the only problem with that is that it's currently daytime. And so even if I were to turn off the lights in my room, my window is going to be very bright right next to me, but sure, I'm in complete darkness with the volume up. Wonderful news, we can continue. Many of the scenarios and questions presented to you in this game are based on true stories and/or real-life events and experiences. The developers of this game are not responsible for any supernatural, ghostly, or demonic hauntings or damages that occur during or after playing this game. By continuing, you are accepting full liability for anything that takes place. God dang, that ain't spooky at all. Well, 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 what do we have here? I'm surprised to see that you're still alive. You really shouldn't be here. I have a feeling that you came here today because you're interested in peering into your future. More specifically, the end of your future. The fact that you're still here right now tells me you've managed to dodge a bullet. As I said, you really shouldn't be here. If you think you can somehow manage to escape death twice, however, well, let's just say the odds are not very much in your favor. Nevertheless, you're here now, and I've not much else better to do, so I suppose we can get started with this whole process. You do know this kind of deal comes with a price, right? I don't normally just hand out fate readings freely. If you've come to me in the past and I didn't charge you, I must have been having a good morning and feeling quite generous. I'll make you a deal. I will tell you how you are going to die. Ooh. I get to know how I die. Okay. But it's going to cost you 10% of your remaining time on this earth. If you've got 10 years left to live, I get one of those years. If you've got 60, I get 6 of those years. You understand, right? Now, I'm not going to tell you how much time you've got left, but I will tell you how your time will come to an end. And if you pay close enough attention, you might even be able to avoid tragedy altogether and buy yourself a little extra time amongst the living. That sounds like a pretty fair deal, don't you think? So what do you say? Do we have a deal? We have a deal. Wonderful. I'll be happy to show you what most don't see. Now, in order for me to see what I need to see, I need you to do something that most people are unable to do. Something so simple, yet for some reason so incredibly difficult. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I need you to answer them for me. Now, that's not the hard part, you see. The most difficult part of this entire process is that I need you to answer them honestly. Some of these questions may be easy for you to answer with the utmost truth and best of intentions, but some other questions... Now, let me tell you, some questions may be incredibly difficult to answer. Because answering some of these questions make you feel like a truly awful, despicable, disgusting, immoral human being. But let me tell you a little secret. There's no such thing as a good human. Everyone has their quirks. Everyone has their problems. Everyone has their vices. And everyone has their demons. Now that that's out of the way, we're going to begin. If you answer these questions twice, your advice may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about many different variables. And I cannot stress this enough. No matter how uncomfortable you are, no matter how bad it may make you feel, you must be 100% entirely honest with your answers. If you lie, you cannot be saved. The suffering you will endure will know no bounds, and you will regret not taking a little extra time to think before answering. Take your time. Do not rush. Truly think about the answers you are giving. This has been your final warning. Whatever happens to you from this point on is out of my control. And here we go. Oh my, if you woke up to a spider crawling across your eyes, would you scream? Probably yes. If you were already dead, would you want me to tell you? Yeah. In order to shut a spirit portal, it requires a living sacrifice. Do you have any pets? Not on me now, no. Any strange movement out of the corner of my eye? No, can't say that I have. That noise was creepy. You are never alone. Am I positive that my doors are locked right now? No, because they're not. Have you ever noticed something watching you from your window? No. You know why? Because my blinds are always closed. Ha ha. Do I feel someone behind me right now? No, because my bed's behind me. Have I noticed any hidden messages for these questions? No, because I know they put hidden messages in their questions, but I never catch them. If I told you that at the end of this session, there's a chance that you'll be sacrificed to the demons you've unleashed, would that make you uncomfortable? Nah, come at me, demons. Did you know that you've unleashed demons by agreeing to play this game? You even implied that earlier in this game, so let's say yes, sure. Did you know this isn't a game? Oh, nothing's ever a game. Did you know, does it make you uncomfortable knowing that 6 out of 12 playtesters who tested this game in early stages experienced prolonged demonic activities in their homes, and 3 of them are now deceased? I find that hard to believe, so, no. I'm here! Wow. That did, startle me a little bit. Not gonna lie, that did startle me a little bit. I wasn't expecting the game to jump scare me like that. Typically other games don't jump scare like that. They only give you jump scares through, like, spamming text on your screen. I don't mind Helga. She's any dangerous if you start staying here around your house once your session has ended. That's probably a good place for us to stop for the simple segment of our questionnaire and move on to the more gritty questions. The next set of questions will not be yes or no answers. The next portion of our session will be filled with various scenarios that put you smack dab in the middle of vital choice making. We'll see how well you handle your options as you delve deep into each scenario. Remember, the key to all of this is to answer honestly. Let's get started. Okay. Hopefully Helga won't try to, startle me again. That would be appreciated, Helga. Would you rather die of starvation or dehydration? Just saying, it'll take you much longer to die of starvation than dehydration, so let's go for the faster one. Let me take a look at you as a whole and dive deep into what fate has in store for you. Oh yes, I believe we have come to a verdict. Based on what you've told me, I've come to a conclusion. This is how I can see your life ending. I see darkness, complete and utter darkness. I'm looking through someone's eyes. They're trapped in a very small, confined, dark, damp place. It smells of chemicals and dirt. I feel a bump, and another bump. We're moving. We're in a car. More specifically, we're in a trunk. The eyes of whom I'm looking through are yours. Suddenly, we've stopped. I heard a car door open, and now I hear it slam shut. Someone is coming. Footsteps fill my ears. The trunk lid is lifted, and I'm temporarily blinded by the shining of a very bright light. You! I'm temporarily blinded by the shining of a very bright light. The light is turned away to reveal the face of an old man, perhaps in his 60s, tall, with lanky and gruff whiskers and crooked teeth. He's missing most of his hair and smells of cigarettes and alcohol. The man has a crazed look in his eyes as he stares down at you with a smile and begins to drool uncontrollably. He grabs a hold of you and drags you out of the trunk with surprising ease. He's much stronger than he looks, unnaturally strong. You realize that you cannot fend him off, as your hands and feet have been heavily bound with rope. The old man continues to drag you across the dirt into an old dilapidated house of some sort. He begins to remove your clothes piece by piece, ripping and tearing articles of clothing to get around the rope he's tied you with. He then turns you on your belly and begins to penetrate you from behind. Oh my! This goes on for an extensive amount of time, perhaps even hours. You do your best to break free, but there's very little hope at this point. He never unties you, and when he finished, he simply grabs a hold of you once more and drags you up a flight of stairs. The hard wooden stairs cause instant bruising up and down your body as you're uncomfortably dragged across them. He drags you further down the hall, and then stops. Begins to smell a familiar smell that you remember from a matter of hours ago. The familiar scent of chemicals and dirt. The old man lifts you above his shoulder, cradles you in his arms, gives you one last look as he stares into your terrified eyes, and then lays you down into a bathtub full of liquid. Your skin begins to boil and crackle. You can feel your body burning as if you've been set on fire. You try to kick, you scream, you struggle, but nothing works. You catch a glimpse of your arms and legs amidst panic, only to realize that your skin has begun to fall off and your muscles and bone. You realize that you're being disintegrated in a vat of acid. Your body is being dissolved in the old man's bathtub. It doesn't take more than a few minutes for you to die, but it feels like an eternity. It's not entirely over for you yet. It's not too late for you to turn back time. For others, perhaps, but for you, there's still hope. Heed my warnings, as they will help you. Remember, I get a portion of your incredibly limited life. I want you to live as long as possible, so listen well. You've seen this old man before. If his face does not reveal itself in your head, then once you see him in the coming days, you'll see him once more the day before he takes you. He most likely will not speak to you, but if he does, try to sway his interest in you by making yourself appear like a difficult target. Tell him that you don't live alone. Tell him that you have weapons, or that you're going to be away for the next few weeks. If he doesn't speak to you, but you do see him, then you're in a lot more trouble. In this case, you'll need to keep an eye on the clock. Avoid being in public around the time of 3:15 p.m. Don't go straight home if you're caught in public at that time. Make sure your doors are locked and your windows are shut. There's a good chance that he doesn't know exactly where you live yet. You'll run into him eventually, but you can still escape your fate. I wish you the best of luck. Your secret word is chemicals. Remember this word. This word will come in handy. That was a very oddly specific way of dying. Just saying. Like, god dang. Some of the other people they got was demonic, gasoline, hex, dirt, arson, hexed. So it doesn't seem like a lot of people got the word chemicals. Huh. That's interesting to me. Alright, so the horoscope. So far I kind of agree with some of the other people that this is one of the not as strong games that these people have created. I don't know. Like, it seemed to me very similar to the test. So like, it might as well just have been another test or something. Did it require its own entire other name? Not certain. I do like the games by these people typically though, so I do appreciate this game as well. I got some interesting fates apparently, but yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. While you're down there, remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. I also stream over on Twitch. It'll be linked down in the description along with my other socials. There are 2 videos you can click on to my left. The one on top is the last video I've uploaded, and the one on the bottom is a video YouTube recommends for you. Go check them out if you're interested. With that being said, goodbye!